This is the pre-show walkthrough. These are the doors that Tila and possibly myself will be stationed outside to let people in groups of about 25 per group. The docents will lead students down the hallway towards the certain artworks. So here is your walkthrough. Docent 1 will start here and go through their first line. Hello parents and visitors, my name is blank and this is blank, and we're here to take you on a journey in New York City. Please follow us and we'll take you through the highlights. Docent 2 says, hey, look at that tree. That looks so old. So as they say that line, they're looking at this tree. They could point, and just to the right of the tree, that's where Chris will say, those leaves look like they could fall at any moment. Ava will say, look out below, watch your heads, folks. Olivia, who is the tree, will say, my leaves are so pretty in the fall. All of the textures and colors really come to life. Enjoy the colors of fall. Sarah, who is on the left-hand side of the tree, will be pretending like she's raking leaves. She says, enjoy the colors of fall? Ha! The leaves keep a-comin'. Pretty soon, I'll be up to my knees in leaves. That's when Docent 1 says, come on, folks, I'm sure there's more to see around here. But actually, we don't want to leave this area. The place that we want to talk about is right behind you at the owl weaving. Docent 2 will say, 6th grade is beginning a unit on fiber arts. They're using knots to make artwork. Aren't they beautiful? Let's continue. So as you walk down the hallway, you're going to see the lions that you stop at next, where Docent 1 will say, students in 4th grade created fierce lions from a guided drawing and then used their imagination to put them into habitats. Clarice is going to say, whoa, look at those lions. Don't they look fierce? Don't they look like they could jump out at you? Jace will reply, they almost look like they're jumping out of the jungle. Docent 2 says, watch out, folks, let's go. Docent 2 continues down the hallway, directing them to the next stop. Right about here, Docent 2 is going to say, looks like there's a forest ahead. Stay alert. When Docent 1 gets to the trees, they're going to say, there is something unusual about the texture of these trees. 3rd grade worked incredibly hard to get this project finished. Isabella Sanser is going to be on the left side near Summer, and she's going to say, look at those landscapes. The hills are rolling with texture. Elise, our French person, is going to be on the winter side. She is going to say, oh la la, look at that, what pretty lights on the snow. It sparkles and pulses in the light. We have these hills back home in France. New York is beautiful in the fall. Docent 2 will say, let's continue through the forest. They'll turn and walk towards the owls, where 3 baby owls are under the parent owl. The baby birds have been instructed to single out a person that kind of stops in front of their owl. They'll go through their lines. Who are you? Aubrey says, who is who? Paisley says, who is who? Whitney says, who are you? Aubrey says, are you who? Paisley says, are you our mother? And then they all say, who? Docent 2 will say, hurry folks, soon they'll want lunch, and that's not going to be pretty. Docent 1 continues to walk until they stop at the landscape drawings. They are all red. Where Docent 1 will say, 5th graders worked on simple landscapes with pen. No chance to erase. They had to learn to make every line count. 2 people, Ava C. and Riley, are admiring the artwork, and then Alyssa comes in kind of out of place. So the dialogue goes as follows. They are simple but so pretty. Our teacher says sometimes less is more. Riley says, I totally agree. If there were more, they wouldn't be so elegant. The water seems so calm. Alyssa says, Cowabunga, dudes and dudesette. Have you seen any waves? Not here? I guess I'll keep looking. Might catch one later. Docent 2 says, that was weird. Let's keep moving. Docent 1 says, let's hop into this cozy house for a second. Docent 2 replies, oh yes, this cold air is chilling me. Time to warm up. They turn to this quilt area where Drew will be sitting in a rocking chair. She says, quilts are often passed down from generation to generation. Each stitch is a word and a letter from an ancestor to their loved children. Keep them safe, keep them warm. Oh, how I love stitching my quilt. Docent 1 said, it's time to head out. There's so much to see. I hear something around the corner. Docent 2 says, now that we're warmed up, let's brave the cold. I hear there's a winter storm coming soon. That's when you're going to go out the doors, take the group out and listen to the ensemble at the end, and then wind up through the courtyard to listen to the other ensemble. Then you'll enter the next building. After going through the courtyard, you'll lead them through the doors. Docent 1 will say, right this way, folks. Let's continue our tour of New York City. As you enter, this is where Kendall will be standing over by the Darumas. She knows to set up the group in front of the angel's wings. And what she will say is, over here, parents, I'd like to show you something special. Right here, I'd like to show you what the 6th grades have been busy with, and she kind of catches herself off guard. She turns and notices a parent with wings. She goes, whoa, an angel! Winter in New York City is always a magical place. Docent 2 will immediately say, carry on, except they run into some snowmen. Juliet will say, oh, how I wish I could make a snow angel. Haley replies, me too, but these little twig arms make it difficult. Juliet responds, you're telling me. Every time I do it, my head rolls off. Docent 1 says, now, everyone keep your heads. Let's continue. They stop in front of the landscapes on the left. This is where Hannah is, and she will be trying to feed the birds out of a paper bag. I'll never get tired of feeding the birds. They're so fun to watch. And besides, what else can they eat when it's so cold and snowed over? Docent 2 says, I'm starting to get a little hungry. This is right by the pizzas. Mia, who's right by the pizzas, says, I'd so like to catch a snowflake on my tongue, but they're just out of reach. Rowan the cowboy is at this intersection. He says, hello folks, traffic is moving this way. He'll strum the guitar and point them in the motion toward the cafeteria. Docent 2 says, I think I see some cookies up ahead. Docent 1 says, you're right. Those are cookies. Then you will have the whole gingerbread scene. Lauren says, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if those were real? I love gingerbread. Shopper 2 says, are you crazy? That poor gingerbread boy, leave him a be. Both girls turn around and Miles wiggles and makes a face. Lauren kind of sees something out of her eye and she says, wait, did you see something? Shopper 2 said, it all must be your imagination. They both turn around for good. Miles the gingerbread man whispers to the audience, we must all have a little imagination this time of year. So right now, on the way to the cafeteria, Docent 2 says, let's have a look in here. And then you take the group to listen to the cafeteria music. Docent 2 will say on the way out, right this way, folks. And then you're going to take them back to the interchange where Rowan the cowboy is. At this interchange, he's going to say, howdy, folks. Traffic continues this way. He'll strum the guitar and point the group to the hallway with the music and art classes this time. Docent 2 says, let's stop at this stoop to see what's going on. This is where our 3 girls are at the Brownstone house. Elena says, can you believe this weather? Madison says, no. I about froze my toes off walking to PS 290 today. Jennifer says, they say a storm is coming that could possibly close down the school. All 3 at the same time say, snow day! Docent 1 says, over here, drawing students have been added again using perspective in their drawing, which is on the left side of the winter bridge scene. This is where Josiah and Michelle are This is where they're waiting for their scene. Josiah says, "Smile, Michelle. I hear lots of people get engaged on this bridge. It's famous." Michelle says, "Josiah, don't even think about it. It is beautiful here, though. The frozen water, the snow, and look at all those beautiful rocks." Docent 2 says, "We're just about done with our tour of New York City, folks. I hope you enjoyed the amazing artwork." Docent 1 says, "Let's stop down here to see what this girl is doing." Amelia the ice skater says, "All summer I've been waiting for the pond to freeze over, and now that it's here, I'm too scared to go. What if I fall or break something? No, I just have to try. Here I go." Docent 2 says, "All right, folks, let's go too." You take them out the door to the next music venue. You lead them on through the way and then tell them to enjoy the show and then go back to meet your next group. Repeat this process many times.